You have the Clarity Bill, you have the Genius Bill, you have the Stablecoin Bill. All these bills are there to change the financial landscape of what is about to come. What are you doing right now to protect your money, your retirement, from all these CBDC-like systems that is already track tracing and controlling you? Even more so with the AI revolution that we're in right now. We've been talking about this for so long now, and we are effectively helping clients protect their money, secure their retirement, get out of red money, support your values, support America, and not this CBDC system. They masked it as ESG, they masked it as DEI, they masked it as all these things, but at the end of the day, it's all about track, trace, and control. Been a financial advisor for 20 years now. We know what we're doing, and we want to help God-fearing patriots secure their retirement. God bless. Click the link below if you would like to have a conversation.
This summer showed us that there is simply no room or no time for nostalgia. Battle lines for a new world order based on power are being drawn right now. So yes, Europe must fight for its place in the world, in which many major powers are either ambivalent or openly hostile to Europe. A world of imperial ambitions and imperial wars. A world in which dependencies are ruthlessly weaponized. And it is for all these reasons that a new Europe must emerge.
My sympathy to Charlie Kirk's family and to Charlie Kirk, who obviously has, become a target for somebody. I don't know whether it's political violence because I don't know who did it. I know they seem to have somebody in custody. But I will say that political violence, unfortunately, has been ratcheting up in this country. We saw the shootings, the killings in Minnesota. We've seen other political violence occur in other states. And I would just say it's got to stop. And I think there are people who are fomenting it in this country. I think the president's rhetoric often foments it. We've seen the January 6th rioters who clearly, have tripped a new era of political violence.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America.
Hey guys, Carlos Cortez here with another episode of Scriptures in Wall Street. I hope you are doing well, and thank you for tuning in. Hey, so weird stuff is happening in my studio. I'm in my studio. I have the green screen down. We're doing a major upgrade, and honestly, like before we even do this upgrade, my camera decides to go out. So I'm literally using my Zoom laptop. So I apologize for the lighting. I apologize for, this is distracting this window behind me. But I am willing, and trying to get this information out. I don't know what is happening, but life has hit me with so many different angles where I've want to basically wave the red flag and warn and scream from the rooftops like, hey, this is something that you guys need to pay attention to. A lot of the times my mental state, the old lazy guy shows up, the old Carlito shows up and says, hey, man, I really don't want to do anything. I don't want to talk. I don't want to research. I don't want to do anything. I just want to be lazy. And I don't get inspired to podcast. I don't get inspired to even talk. That is something that the old man shows up in my life personally, and I have to continue to beat him up and tell him, go to hell in a handbasket. You don't belong here. Because this is not about me. This is literally getting the information out to you so you can make an informed decision on what is best for you and your family without all the bro investor media, without all the hidden agendas that's out there. You guys understand that when a company advertises during a Super Bowl, football just started, so it's fresh in my head. then you're going to have these companies that are going to feed you to death. So if they're advertising during the Super Bowl, you guys know how much that stuff costs. Where in the world are they getting the money to fund those advertisements? More importantly, if it's a financial company, probably more than likely, it's not coming from the share. Well, probably is coming from the shareholders at at the end, but it's coming from you. It's coming from you, the client. They're feeding you to death, and they're not transparent. Your 401k is very similar to the likes of what a CD or the language in a banking situation. So I want to kind of talk about 3 laws as we get into the interest rate problem. Now, if you're watching this and you're clicking on it, I will talk about the banks. Yes, interest rates are going down. Straight up, they're going down, guys. This is not conspiracy. This is the actual setup that rates are going down. You need to get your house in order because there's a silent, massive risk that's happening right now. This is not fear mongering. This is legit stuff. And I'll bring out the charts quantitatively speaking, qualitatively speaking. Just do an internet search on mortgage rates dropping, interest rates dropping. People are jumping up for joy. Yes, my mortgage is no longer $5,000 a month. It's going to be $3,100 a month. So it's going to feel good at the end of the month. Be able to buy gas, be able to have a business and loan out more, or banks will be loaning. Well, supposedly they're supposed to be loaning more to businesses. Cost of goods hopefully go down. It is fun. The market goes up. The stock market goes up. But man, oh man, it is like how people got the jab. This is what I'm thinking. This is what I feel. It's like lining them up, getting them jab. Oh, we're safe and effective. We're safe. And guess what happened? We see the waves instantly. There's like 3 waves with the jab, right? The instant people that died, that took it and they died instantly, like within 24 hours. Then there's the year long, like the wave of people. Oh, I took it a year ago randomly. Like in 2021, all those athletes, or was it 2022, 1,000 athletes die in premier shape, prime shape. And then there's that wave, right, where they die a year later. And then there's the mid to long with 3 to 5 years. And we're starting to see that now, people dropping like random heart attacks. We saw that already. 3 to 5 years, all these celebrities dropping like random people, musicians, celebrities. I mean, you name it, like authors, like well-known people drop. And they took the jab 2 or 3 years ago. Now I pray, my heart prays, my soul prays for anyone that is vaccinated. And I just pray that your heart is right with Jesus. That's just it. We all make mistakes. We all abide to the fear. We're only human. So it just reminds me of this one verse. Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you, and I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. And what is beautiful, guys, is that even in the financial crisis we're about to face, even in all this turmoil, that the silent turmoil that is coming, we don't need to fear. We are simply just planning. We are simply being proactive. God says in his word that he's given us signs. He's given us signs, which is patterns, charts. Just go down the street and open up your eyes and look. There's buildings that are empty. There's rates that are ultra high. There's home values that are really, really inflated. And people cannot actually buy groceries. It is sad. It is absolutely sad that this is what we're going through right now. What I want to really, really reiterate is that when these banks decide they're going to lower interest rates, or the Fed decides to lower interest rates, we have literally let me pull up the number real quick. We have like $1.5 trillion that need to be refinancing over the next few years, like several $100 billion, like $400 billion, literally like every year for the next 3 years. It is a lot. So when what's interesting is the Fed is going to shift. And so they're going to try to fight inflation through this. And it's going to literally create pain for borrowers. But the bank, when interest rates rose, it was painful for us consumers. But the banks earned more. Now the Fed is lowering interest rates. The banks are going to lose money. They won't have the deposits or the interest from the businesses that they're making, and the consumer gets better rates, right? They are able to save more, supposedly better rates on their mortgages, their cars, and business credit. Those rates will go down. You'll feel some relief, and the stock markets will rally. But beneath the surface is where the risk remains. And Ecclesiastes 7:12 says, wisdom is a shelter as money is a shelter. But the advantage of the knowledge in this is that wisdom preserves those who have it. So right now, my prayer for you is to have wisdom. And if you don't know what wisdom and knowledge, the difference is, knowledge is what you learn in school, what you learn in church, what you learn in the books. But wisdom is applied knowledge. It is a terrible, terrible, detrimental situation when someone is very smart and they don't apply it. And we know a few people like that. I'm sure you do. But the silent risk is really here. You have commercial real estate that has $1.5 trillion roughly over the next few years. You got office buildings in major cities that are doing remote work. They're empty. We saw it like in Atlanta. We saw in St. Louis, like the AT&T building, $90 million that it was worth, and one in Dallas over $110 million. And the one in St. Louis sold for $4 million in the auction. You and I could have gotten our money together, a few people, and bought a skyscraper in St. Louis. So what's interesting is that in Luke 14:28, it says, for which of you attending to build a tower, sit not down first and counteth the cost. So basically, sit down and make sure you can afford it. That's what it says in Luke 14:28. This is a biblical mindset. Like, do we have the stewardship of going through this storm or the cost? Let's not overextend us in loaning. Let's not borrow too much because we know that we will become a slave. So what this is actually going to do, I say all this because the banks are going to be in massive, massive pressure. You have lowering interest rates. All these companies are licking at their chops to refinance. And the banks are crapping themselves right now because a lot of these banks make a ton of money on their commercial real estate lending. This is why I said 2 years ago, I've been doing this 4 years. I said, find a bank that does not do commercial real estate. It's hard. It's hard. Find a bank that doesn't even lend money out on the commercial real estate side. I would even question the mortgage side too, but that's far in between. So if you can find a bank that doesn't have any exposure to commercial real estate, that's going to be key going into 2025, 2026, the rest of the year. They lower these interest rates, guys. It could be another Silicon Valley Bank type of situation. And then now the FDIC is exposed, and I don't need to talk about the FDIC. The FDIC, guys, basically is the governmental insurance on a bank. And most of you folks, are you really going to trust the government with your life savings in the bank? These are the people that force the jab. These are the people that are forcing the CBDCs. These are the people that are creating the Department of Labor 401k executive order that is literally mandating the 401k fiduciaries, the providers, the fidelities, the empowerers, all these financial institutions to somewhat come up with the alternative investment that you can have that was only afforded by the creditor investor. And now they get to create what digital asset is available to you, what crypto is available to you, what funds are available to you. I tell you what, how the heck do these funds get involved in the 401k fees? What bribery, what walk-in fees are these knuckleheads paying so that they could actually win and be an option on a 401k platform nationwide, worldwide? Like, that is a whole nother segment, the walk-in fees. And let me tell you, that is real from personal experience. I was a Wall Street based firm my whole career, and I still deal with them But now I get to tell them, I don't want to do business with you. You're investing in this woke garbage. I want nothing to do with it. So it's important to me to be a disruptor in the business, to represent the cross, to get in a fight, to win the fight. Because legit, God has given us the authority to be conquerors. I am not cocky. I am not cocky. I'm not arrogant. I may play the line of cocky and arrogant, and many people perceive me as that. I am just confident because God has given us the spiritual boldness in Isaiah and in Josh. It says, do not fear, for I am with you. I am your God. And I hold the righteousness in my right hand. Seek his face, seek his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. You cannot lose when you give your heart to Christ. You will get beat down, you get your ass kicked, you'll all this stuff will happen to you, but you cannot lose. So the power of actually winning, the power of succeeding is likely in your favor because you are chosen by God. You are God's child, and it shows up financially. It shows up in so many ways. And all you have to do is give your heart to Christ. That's how you become a multifaceted, impactful ambassador for the cross. Some of you, that means millions, multi-millions of dollars. Some of you, that just means like a great astronomical life of health. Some of you, that just means like family. It may not be financial, even though this is a financial show. This is scripture based, and we're just here to pass on the message, and that you can be a better person for the cross. That is my desire, is that we can win financially. We can take advantage of all the manipulations. We can make some money together, but more importantly, that the key to life is surrendering your heart to Christ, period. So Matthew 7:26, I have my notes here. The rain fell, the floods come, and the winds blew. And it fell, and great was the fall of it. And basically, the balance sheets of these banks are on shaky loans, and it's a house built on sand. And we know what Scripture says about building a house on strong foundation, right? So in Matthew 7:26, it basically says rains will come down and floods will come and the winds will blow. And we will see that when they lower interest rates. Everybody's going to be jumping up for joy. Gas is cheap. The market's up. My 401k, my IRA. Yeah, baby, we're making money. And silently, what's happening is that these banks are about to fall off. And it's going to affect every single American. And they're going to get greedy. They're going to fall into it. We've seen this in 2007 when they lowered interest rates in 2006 and 2007. 2008 and 2009 happened. 2009 was worse than 2008. 2008, it just started. May 26th of 2008. That was when Lehman Brothers fell apart, went belly up. And that was the start of it, man. Like I literally started my career during that time, and I was just a kid in the business. Now I'm a senior citizen in the business. I got gray hairs here. Can't even see it because the business has been so stressful. But it's not even stressful anymore. It's fun because I went through the ringer, and all my experience I get to share with you. So everything on this podcast is meant for information, educational purposes only. I like sharing my experiences, but I'm not giving investment advice. If you would like investment advice, give us a call, 813-448-3446. You can visit us at cortezwm.com. Download a free guide at americafirstretirementplan.com. And before I actually get into it, interest rates are dropping dramatically. The financial institutions know this. And so what really happens is that whatever they're offering today, that's it. They're going to have cutoffs. For instance, right now, you can go to greenmoneysolutions.com. We have, depending on your age, if you're under 65 years old, you literally can make 29% bonus. Go to greenmoneysolutions.com to learn more information on it. 29% bonus. The catch is backed by the strength of the insurance company offering 29% bonus in a non-qualified account or IRA. You can roll your 401k. And then what's crazy is you can add to it every single month. Or if you put $100,000 in and you said, you know what, I want to put $1 million in. you would literally get 29% overnight guaranteed. Not my guarantee, the guarantee backed by the A-rated insurance company that's been around since before the Great Depression. That's who I want my retirement. That is who I have my retirement with. I want the companies that have been stress tested, that have been through the depressions, not some weak, fake, artificially mandated recession. I want the companies that have been through the D word, the depressions, right? When they had crank cars and the cars weren't even out. The cars barely have four wheels, let alone a motor. So that's the company I want my money with, that has no fees, that literally can grow your asset, and the government doesn't have anything, has no access to it. It's not FDIC insured. FDIC, in my opinion, is a freaking scam. They only have 0.74% of your money in reserves, and it's controlled by the government. So governmentally speaking, when your bank fails, the government steps in and says, you know what? We're going to control this whole situation. We're going to pay Mr. Client. Let's just say your name is Jones. We're going to pay Mr. Jones back the $100,000 that we took from him through our legal term of a bank bail-in. And because he signed up for FDIC insured programming, he relinquished those rights to the bank. We get to determine what's the best rate for him at our own terms, because he bank bailed in. He certified his deposit. He certified his deposit because he took the financial inoculation and thought, oh man, I want a 5% CD at three months. It's great. I love it. Bro, shoot me now. Do not do that stupidity, guys. Do not fall for that crap. The banks literally will offer you this stupid compound and then simple interest, and you guys fall for it, and then you wonder why you lose all this money, because you're not doing your research. Like, wake the heck up. Get out of banking laws, get out of securities laws, and get into insurance contract law. greenmoneysolutions.com. If you're okay only having access to 10% of your money every single year, you might as well get dollar for dollar on your money as far as reserves go. A-rated carrier. They're life insurance companies that have been around since the jump, dude. They've been around forever, and they will never, ever, ever take your money, and it can never, ever be taken by the government, because it's based on your life. You're not buying life insurance. You're buying an insurance contract with a life insurance company that has been around for hundreds of years, and that could grow your asset. They're literally offering if you're under 65 years old, they're literally offering you 29% up front right now. That is getting cut off November 3rd, which is a Monday. I like to tell clients, way before then, you want your money in, or they could freeze it up before then, because my phone is blowing up. My phone is blowing up. If you got $1 million, that's $290,000 day one in your account. The only thing you have to worry about is that you only have access to 10% after 12 months without penalty. That's it. And these are 10, 14-year contracts. So every single year, your surrender schedule goes down. You can cancel it anytime after really anytime if you pay your penalty, like a CD. You signed up for a CD, and if you even touch it, they take your interest away. They take a withdrawal fee. This is not a withdrawal fee. This is safer than a CD, in my opinion, because they have actual dollar for dollar reserves. It's with a life insurance company. You are bypassing probate. None of that BS with the government. And it's fixed. So it's not a security. You're not in securities law. And believe me, I know a lot about securities. As a former stockbroker, and I still am securities licensed, I can't even say the word guarantee. But I'm saying the word guarantee because it's not a security. And guess what? I don't work for the big Wall Street idiots anymore that say, oh, well, you can't say that. That's not compliant. And I'm like, well, it's the freaking truth. Like, what's going on? Why can't I say it? Well, our shareholders don't make any money. And according to the Securities Act of 1930, dude, shut the hell up, man. Like, the client wants a safe bucket to grow their assets, and we can't offer it because we are not in their favor. And it doesn't matter if I'm independent. I'm still working for these woke banks that believe in that freaking BS. It is called the securities law. I had a Series 7 and it was freaking terrible, man. Like I literally had to like not do what's best interest for the client, or I get licensed and I wouldn't be able to practice my fiduciary responsibility. So I gave them their license back and I said, I want to say whatever the hell I want. I want to do whatever the heck I want. That's in the best interest for the client, because this is the best interest for the client. To tell a client, hey, we can take all the risk here with red money or yellow money, but I need a bucket set aside for money that is guaranteed dollar for dollar. Doesn't matter what the stock market does. I want you to have a principal protected account so that you never blow up your assets. So that, you know, if you're 60, if you're 50, if you're 40, you have no time to recoup your assets, even 70-year-olds, 80-year-olds. I even have clients that are over 90 that need help. Like there is a place and a space for a guarantee on your money. And I know I'm a financial advisor and I can't say that word, but I can say it in this context because I'm acting as an insurance advisor. As a retirement planner, I have my fiduciary license. I can talk about securities law, but as an insurance advisor on the Cortez Wealth Management side, I can say the word guarantee because it's backed by the insurance company. So that is a beautiful thing. So what does that look like? Mathematically, I can bust out all the charts. You got to give us a call and we can do that. I'm not here to tell you about the companies offering it, nor can I advertise them. So this is just general information. I leave the company names out because I don't have their permission. I would need their permission. And by the time I get that, the interest rates will change. And believe me, you would be pretty upset. But these are A-rated carriers that understand my message, that understand the contract law, that understand securities law, that understand banking laws, and literally designed a product that they don't have to advertise. They only pick the best top financial advisors to offer this from the independent channel, because you can't go to your woke advisor and get this if they're with the big banks. I'm talking about UBS, Morgan Stanley, Edward Jones. They don't even allow for green money because they don't make their 1%. It's very similar to like a holistic doctor trying to go to a big pharma hospital. And I say this because I'm right next door to one of the CEOs. I'm in my home. My next door neighbor is a CEO of one of those hospitals that they practice the jab. They practice big pharma. They do all that stuff. And so I understand that world. And it's very similar to the financial world because the holistic doctors literally they make their money on giving you advice, but they want the best for you. And they find the most organic, natural route to heal your body. I believe the plants that we have in this world will heal our body. God gave us medicine in those plants. And he also gave us medicine by pure drinking water. And that's why I love AmericaFirstWater.com. You can go there and basically get you a free, you can get alkaline free water. They're not cheap. They're a few grand and they're worth it. And it's through electrolysis, and they will get rid of all the crap that the government tries to kill us with. And that's a whole nother subject. But financial wealth and health is amazing. And so look, you might be younger. Maybe you're younger than me. I'm 42. I've been doing this since I was 20. Maybe you don't have a lot of money, but what you do is you have a lot of time. And with retirement and building wealth, and I'm actually going to show you how to make millions of dollars. I'm coming up with a plan. There are some things for those of you that are 40s or maybe 50s and you're behind. I'm going to come up with a plan to show you how to generate millions of dollars in the next 5 to 10 years. You just got to stick around. I'm actually going to do it with my own money and real time everything. So you know I'm not BSing you. Like I'm going to show you how to make millions of dollars and save into these buckets of money and make these trades and take advantage of all the bro investors, take advantage of all the markets, take advantage of all these things. I'm going to show you because that is my heart. Like I want to retire in like 10 years. So I'm 42, 52 years old. I'm set. I could probably retire sooner than that. But when I say retire, meaning I'm not going to bring on any more clients. I'm just going to like not financially advise anymore, but I'll probably do podcasts and I'll do consulting and I'll work with my current clients for fun because I love what I do. I literally love what I do, but I want to show you a path. I want to show you different options. I want to show you ways that you can generate money passively. There's many people that love their job. Maybe you hate your job, but you need your job, but you need a way to get out. You need a way to be financially independent. You know, I read something that was interesting. It said your 9 to 5 is not your problem. It's the 5 to 9 that's your problem. So when we get home from work, are you hustling? Are you watching TV? Are you doing stuff that's not productive to your future? That's where it's at. That's where it's at. So we need to understand that it's not the 9 to 5. We need the 9 to 5 to help build whatever we want to build. But yeah, it is amazing. It's amazing what your mindset could do. To when you honor God, He gives you the ability to have wisdom, not just knowledge, but wisdom. And He says that my people suffer from a lack of knowledge. So which is pretty intense. And some reiterations, my people suffer from a lack of wisdom. So, what I do want to say real quick is that you need to have a plan, guys, with these lower interest rates right now. So let me share something here, guys. So this is going to sound like a commercial, and I totally get it, but I need to get this out, guys, because I am like cringing because so many people have money in the banks and they're like holding on because they're getting a 3% rate of return, a 4% rate of return, 5%. I don't care what it is. You're getting it and you think it's safe, but you are actually exposing yourself to bank risk. And the bank risk is terrible. So check this out, guys. I am not messing around, man. Like, this is not fear mongering. The risk of a bank bailing is legit. It's freaking legit, man. So take a look at this. A bank bailing refers to the possibility that a bank's uninsured creditors, like bondholders and large depositors, like a CD, right? You're depositing large money, will be forced to absorb losses to recapitalize a failing bank rather than taxpayers or the government footing the bill through a bailout. While intended to reduce morale hazard and protect the taxpayers, bail-ins introduce risks such as increased borrowing costs, potential contagion of other banks, and interconnectedness and complications in the resolutions if systems are not well managed. And how a bail-in works is that there's a trigger event, typically like a 08 COVID, something that creates a problem. Either it's a false flag war, whatever it is. You can come up with a scenario. A bank financially gets distressed, and basically there's an authority intervention. So the regulators step in and resolve a failing bank, look at SVB. But more importantly, if the regulators can't do it because they only have 0.74% of the FDIC and the FDIC goes belly up, the creditor conversion happens. This is the third layer. The bank uninsured debt, like the bonds, are converted into equity. And so there's recapitalization. Now that new equity recapitalizes the bank, allows it to continue its operations or be wounded down in an orderly fashion. So there's a list that happens, or the recapitalization. And so what that basically means, a fancy word for absorption of the loss. In this process, creditors, rather than taxpayers, will bear the financial losses. And so if you read into it, there's an increased systematic risk. Bail-ins may increase the interconnectedness of the banks, spreading problems on a contingent basis throughout the whole financial ecosystem. There's a moral hazard. Basically, the bail-ins could potentially encourage riskier behavior by banks if creditors believe they are fully protected. So if they know that you're pulling money out, they can get aggressive on your money. There's also market discipline and funding costs. To compensate and increase risk, lenders may charge riskier and higher interest rates in a lowering interest rate environment, potentially increasing the cost of the borrowing for the institutions. There's complexity and uncertainty, meaning these will get extremely complex because they're floating each other, is very unpredictable. And more importantly, how this faces you is that the uninsured bondholders of the banks and creditors, aka bank depositors, face the potential significant losses on their investments, period. And so the depositor risk for large accounts, I'm talking for those of you that have millions, I've spoken to you and you haven't done anything yet. The government insurance only covers up to $250,000 in the US. But the large depositors with accounts exceeding this amount are exposed to bank bail-in risk. This is scary, man. And so the taxpayer burden, there is no taxpayer burden. There's none of that. And so they have to maintain financial stability through your bank deposits. So your bank has the right to take your money. Well, there's a solution. You know what that solution is? It's insurance-based contracts. All you got to do is go to greenmoneysolutions.com. And this is not a sales pitch. This is not a commercial. It may feel like it, but this is truly, truly something that you really need to take into consideration. I can't stress it enough, is that we need to understand that there are solutions out there. Now, there's some catches involved, but you go to greenmoneysolutions.com. And if you don't know any of this stuff, you can call me at 813-448-3446. Me or one of my advisors will be able to assist you, make sure it's suitable. But in the green money space, you have different options. Now, overall, this is a guaranteed bucket. This is a safe money bucket. This is a bucket of money that has some rules, not like your FDIC. This is no bank bail-in garbage. This is basically insurance contract law. So if you are a criminal like O.J. Simpson and someone tried to steal his money, they couldn't, even as a criminal, because it wasn't in the stock market. It is backed by contract law. It was written in Florida, and basically is tied to your life. So we want to do business with the A-rated life insurance companies that are going to give you the best deals. Now, most A-rated carriers, they're hiddenly feeing you, and we want to avoid those. We have some of the best options. We've literally gone through majority of them and look at every single platform and found the best rate of returns for the upside, and giving you the higher end of the stick. So option one, for those of you that are trying to figure out what to do with your money in the bank or in your 401k or in your brokerage account, what's interesting is option one is a 5-year. Typically, you're going to get your CD rates here. They're going to be 4 to 5% on the guarantee side. Now, if you want to index it, meaning you want 40%, 30% of the S&P 500, they will give you that. There's no fees and no bonus. You just got to be comfortable with only having access to 10%. However, the beauty about option one is that in 5 years, you're walking away with everything. At every single time, at every single option on this chart, you always have access to 10% of your money. But you get a guarantee, 100% principal protection. And this is option one, will be somebody that is wanting a fixed account or index-based account. So option two, if you want some more juice and you want to make some more returns, option one is not the place that is going to grow your money, and you got to put your money away, only having access to 10%. I get it, but you're avoiding the banks as the lower interest rate environment comes down, and it forces KRE to fold. And we're going to put up KRE in a minute. So option two is very simple. It's only a 10-year program, and I really love this option. Option two, you have on average 8 to 11% is our average rate of return. You're going to get a 23% upfront bonus. Now, this is not flexible. I mean, you can't add to it a year from now. There is a fee associated with it. It's less than 1%. It's actually 0.80. You do have access to 10%. So if you allocate to the fixed bucket, you will be guaranteed a 26.5% rate of return according to interest rates today. It pays a 3.5% fix. So you can literally add another 3.5% to the 23%, or you can elect to make 40% of the S&P 500. Really, really cool. So the S&P 500 did 28% last year, 23%. I can't remember. And you would get 40%. You would have walked away with 12, 13% on top of the 23. So this is nice. The bad thing is you only have upfront bonus. You can't add to it. So it's 23%. This is great for somebody that just wants to grow their account, get a great rate of return, and that has wants to avoid the banks. So the account description on this one is going to be your S&P 500. It's going to be an accumulated base. Great account for someone that wants to retire in 10 years, or someone that just wants to protect their money, grow it, and forget about it and have that bonus up front. Regardless, you do have a fee. Option three is amazing. This is going to be a highest growth account for those of you that are younger. Maybe you got $500,000. Maybe you have $5 million. I don't know, but you got a good chunk in your retirement. This is one of my favorite accounts because there's no fee and it's pure growth. The transition index is amazing. It follows the transition index. So it's a rotator index. Literally, it will go to the S&P, the NASDAQ, treasuries, and commodities. So if the interest rates fall, the stock market is going to do well. Hit up the S&P, it'll allocate to S&P, the NASDAQ. If inflation never cools down, well, your pork bellies, your sugar, your commodities, your cost of food, your cost of petroleum, the actual commodities do well in a rising interest rate environment. Inflation goes up every year, so commodities are going to do well. But the problem, commodities is very volatile. So now you have a professionally managed account by an insurance company. They take all the risks. They pay all the fees. You pay no actual ongoing fees. It's a free account. They do take a spread off the gain. So for instance, if it made 20% in 1 year, they will take a 3% spread. So you walked away with 17. There is no fee. They take the first fruits of the 3% of any interest. But what it actually does for me, 100 grand, I'll share you my information. I put 100 grand in August 11th of 2023. And I put 100 grand in. It's projected to be about $4.2 million in 17 years, in 20 years total. So yeah, if you have 20 years of deferral and you're 40 years old, now's the time to do this because interest rates are going down. The average rate of return is historically on this particular index is about over 13.5%. From 2016 to 2020, it literally did 110% when Trump was in without AI. Now we have AI and Trump's still in. So we are going to see some great returns in this option, in option 3. A free account. Don't sign up for the bonus. The bonus lowers your overall rate of return long term, but it's great for someone that wants to make money quick and take advantage of interest rate now. So there's a plus and minus to everything, guys. And that's just in life, right? There's good and bad. Well, I want to tell you what the good, I want to tell you what the bad is. This option 3 is going to be hypothetically 3 to 4 times. You're going to double your money 3 to 4 times inside of a 10-year period, conservatively speaking. If you let us, with our strategies, our ladder strategies, the way we build these things, we're seeing doubles every 4 to 6 years, conservatively speaking. And there's a way that we can 4 times your money in 10 years, mathematically speaking, from a projection. Of course, past performance is not indicative of future results, right? So option 4 is literally why I wanted to do this podcast, because this is insane. I've been doing this for 20 plus years. I've never seen anything like this. And I'm going to explain this. So I'm taking time on my podcast to explain this so you guys don't have to really call and you have the information right now. You can call anytime, but I want you to go to bed at night knowing that this is an option for someone that has millions of dollars in the bank, or $20,000 laying around. The minimum is $20,000. The maximum is $5 million. If it can go over $5 million, this company just did a $15 million allocation in this account. So I just need approval. I have to call and make sure they have the reserves for it. But yeah, whatever that limit is, a lot of people are signing up to option 4. I think it's going to close faster than November. And November 3rd is their cutoff, which I believe is a Monday. But I don't think it's going to last through November 3rd because they have to have reserves. So November 3rd is when they're telling me they're no longer offering this amount. That is 100% truth. Like, they are straight up getting rid of this product, this bonus, not the product, but the actual bonus. This rate will not be here come November 1st. So if you call me like the day before November 3rd, the answer is no. We're going to have to do option 1, 2, or 3. So it is a 29% bonus right up front. No gimmicks. There is some catches. It is 29%. So $1 million is $290,000 day one. You got to be younger than 65. And you can put it in anyone's name. It's meant for IRAs or money in the bank. You are literally getting a 29% bonus. If you opt for the fixed option, meaning you don't want a part of the transition index and you just want a guarantee on your money, then the guarantee goes up to 31% because they pay a 3 and some change. So 31.5%, give or take, interest rates. So over 30% guarantee up front. The catch is, with all these options, you have to wait 12 months to start taking money out. I know you want to put your money in and take it out. Nope, can't do it here. You have to wait 12 months. So for those of you that buy a 3-month or 3-year CD or a 1-year CD, this smokes it, because you actually get dollar for dollar in reserves, and you have access. You don't get penalized for accessing 10%. All these accounts, you only have access to 10%, or you'll get smacked with a surrender. And those surrenders typically are with these companies that I deal with, the A-rated companies, are generally 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So every single year they go down by a percentage. So after the first year, it's 8%. After the third year, it's 7%. After the fourth year, it's 6%. So you want to be able to have the ability to access 10%. So what my clients do is, these accounts grow so well, on average, they're going to be 7 to 10% on top of the bonus. So $500,000, you literally are generating 29%, which will bring your account to $145,000 bonus day one. And your account's at $645,000. Imagine you just make a 7% rate of return on top of that. You just clocked in another $45,000. So imagine putting $500,000 in and you get a 29% bonus. Your account day one is at $645,000 day one. Like literally $145,000 bonus. Just nuts. Guaranteed, by the way. So your account's at $645,000 and you made a 7% rate of return on average, let's just say. That's another $45,000. In that scenario, you're looking at $690,000 from a $500,000 investment. Now, what's beautiful about option 4 is that you can continue to add to it. You can continue to add up to it for 3 years and still get your 29% bonus. Like, it's insane. You have access to it 10% after the 12 months. You can add up to it for 3 years, and it does not add to the surrender schedule. So I love that about this account. Now, after 3 years, they cap it. You can't add to it. So it's a limited premium product. You can add 29% to it. So great for somebody that has 300,000, 400,000, or money, whatever type of money you need over 20,000. I typically refer everything to my junior advisor under 250,000. But what happens is you add to it, guys. You can save $500 a month. You can, put your quarterly payments. I have a client that drops $20,000 a month. That actually puts $1 million a year. Another one that puts $1 million a year into this for the next three years, and he's happy with that. And this does have a fee. It's a 0.95% annual. You have access to 10%. It's principal protected. It grows with the same index, rotator index. You can pick a fixed bucket and, settle for a 3 and some change rate of return. There is a rotator index where it goes from the S&P, the NASDAQ, the treasuries, commodities, and that index is typically yielding about 12 to 15% a year, and you're making half that. So it's an amazing product, guys. Overall, you should generate about 7 to 10% on this account. This is a 14-year product. I don't really like 14-year products because of the length. However, come year 5, year 6, if you wanted to bail out of it, the surrender schedule is pretty light. I don't think you're going to be disappointed if you doubled your money and you had to pay 6% to get out. I don't think you're going to be disappointed. So great option. This is all limited and subject to change November 1st. So we're using this month and next month to get your money right. Do not fall victim to the bank bail-ins. Please, guys. The banks are literally problematic right now. And I know this sounds like a commercial, but if you want to understand how this works, give us a call. You can email me at info@cortezwm.com. I'm not going to give free advice, guys. We do charge to set these up. Typically, it's anywhere from $7.95 to $8.95. And depending on where you're at and how many accounts, it's only one-time fee. So we want to make sure that you are a good fit. You're a good fit. We get paid by the insurance company to take care of you. If we are not advising you on your whole estate or your managed accounts, these are great assets. I personally have option 3. I didn't want the bonus. I wanted the pure growth. because I know when an insurance company offers a bonus, they're going to get it back somehow. And in this, they have a fee. And in this, they only give you 50, 60% of the growth. So I want 100% of the growth. Give me the spread. Give me no fees. I don't care about the bonus. And typically in that environment, your money could quadruple inside of 10 years. It's insane. I have illustrations where some of my green money accounts are times almost 10 times in 10 years. It is wild. So I want to say that you just have to give us a call. Let us have a conversation around it, and let's see if we can do business. We can do this in all 50 states as long as you're okay with virtual. You guys know me already. I've been doing this for a long time. I've been podcasting for 5 years now. My show has been around 4 years. And please like and subscribe us on Rumble, Scriptures and Wall Street. And we want to build our audience there. And let's continue to fight like David did on Wall Street. I mean, this is me fighting on Wall Street, going against these big black rocks, going against all these companies that are controlling the financial ecosystem and that are financially jabbing God-fearing Americans. And people don't even understand, like, this is a whole nother color. This is the holistic route. This is the organic route. This is the way God intended it to be, to not be a slave of the casino system, to not be a slave of the lender. And now you get to be your own bank. You don't have to apply and go through underwriting. No, there's no blood and urine here. You are literally buying an insurance contract on your money, and you have the ability to grow your asset. And it's such a good asset that even I myself and thousands of my clients have this working for them. So don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Go to CortezWM.com or download a free guide at AmericaFirstRetirementPlan.com. A lot of clients are working with a financial advisor. I get that. But we're not here to step on anyone's toes. But you have to decide, it's your retirement or your feelings. You want to cater to your feelings, or you want to cater to your family's legacy, your retirement. So I'll let you make that decision. We can handle most brokerage accounts. We can handle any type of money, legal money, obviously. I don't claim money or anything like that. I don't take cash. Everything has to be already at a financial institution. We just move money around in the best interest of your situation. Anyways, God bless you guys. I pray that the Lord is working in your life. And I want to be there for you. So if you have any questions about anything financially related, shoot us an email, info@CortezWM.com, about your retirement, about the Social Security laws, about Secure Act, about crypto, about safe money, about your yellow money, how to make money in the stock market, whatever it is. We want to give you advice, or say, hey, we can't give you advice till you hire us. So whatever that situation is, let's just make sure it's a great fit. And I'm here for you. Go to CortezWM.com. Like and subscribe. Oh, also, before I forget, you guys have been complimenting me. Man, you look great. You've lost a lot of weight. You're not fat anymore. I see that you got muscle and blah, blah, blah. Yes, go to getmeleanusa.com. The peptides are amazing. They're plant-based, animal-based, and it's American-made. And they're not some woke company. They actually love the cross. They are America First company, and I love them. So go to getmeleanusa.com. Get you a package, a performance pack. Great bundle, few $100. You get all the peptides you want, and you can cancel anytime. So if you don't like it for whatever reason, it's too expensive, you can choose a lesser package, a la carte package, and cancel anytime. So great, friendly company, mobile friendly as well. So get getmeleanusa.com. I make a few bucks, enough to buy a cup of coffee. And guess what? It goes to the very, very expensive ongoing production of this show. So thank you so much for supporting me. And when you purchase investments and insurance-based products from my firm, I get paid by those carriers so I can continue supporting this show. So give us a call, 813-448-3446. And I am very, very excited to help all of you. And the conversations have been amazing. Let's save your money. Let's save your family's assets. Don't do business with these companies that are here to steal your money. We want to be a great source for you. God bless. I love all y'all, and thank you for the kind words.
Unapologetic, I won't bow, I won't hide. Latino blood, American pride, with a word in my heart and the 5-mile speech. I'm a warrior for the kingdom on Scriptures and Wall Street.
So how many times have we gotten lost in the minutia of the everyday life. We've gotten fat, we've gotten lazy, we've gotten complacent, not just in our faith, but also our fitness, maybe our finances, maybe our marriage, maybe our family. But we've gotten complacent, and we constantly need to continue to grow. And one of the things I was weak at was in my fitness. As a former athlete, I thought I had it all. My ego got in the way. I'm like, I'll do it later. I'll do it later. Up until now, I have been able to focus on my fitness. For those of you who've been following me for 3 or 4 years, you understand that I've gained a lot of weight. I've used the excuse of having 4 kids, a marriage, a business, helping out at church, all these excuses. And I keep putting myself in the back burner. This is deadly. And what I love about this company, what I love about taking ownership, is that GetMeLeanUSA.com has the ability to introduce natural groundbreaking peptides. But more importantly, let's get your fitness back in check. God bless you. Carlos Cortez here, signing